This is the Paltalk News Network.
The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com. And we direct you, once again, to the Paltalk News Network website, www.paltalknewsnetwork.com, for all the latest news. What you will see, hear, and read maybe and maybe not in the mainstream media, and where you can subscribe to our Twitter feed. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. I welcome you to the show. Tonight we're going to talk about last night's elections here in the United States of America and what they bode for the future of partisan politics here. But before we get into that, one of the stories that we moved on our Twitter feed today, Boaz, is a proposed law that would require bosses who tell sick workers to stay home to prevent the spread of the flu, that require them to pay their employees. Require them to pay their employees. What do you think of that?
I think it's fair. I think that if the boss is going to tell one of his workers, okay, you can't come to work today, and let's say, for instance, he says to him, and because I told you not to come to work today, you're not getting paid today. Well, you know what? That is something that that business owners could probably take advantage of in one way or another. I think it's a good idea that they're going to tell them to stay home, that they should pay them for that day. I just think it's fair.
I think in fairness to the bosses, there should be a requirement in the law, and I'm going to ask them to add this, that the companies make available Paltalk.com to all of their employees so that they can continue to work from home even while sick because they're getting paid.
Yeah, but is she, Gary, now you're coming up with an agenda here, okay?
You think? You think I'm coming up with an agenda? I can't believe that you would say that. Well, it was an interesting night last night. In fact, we didn't get all the results in until the morning. I don't know what happened to exit polling in this country. Maybe they finally got smart and decided not to do so much or not to announce the results of exit polling if it's too close to call, so that they don't get the egg on their collective faces in the mainstream news media. But last night there were a number of closely watched races. And why do we care about these races? Because the Republicans are trying to spin this as the winning of two gubernatorial races, one in Virginia and one in New Jersey, even with the support of the Democratic candidates by the President of the United States, Barack Obama, is an indication that Barack Obama is losing his grip on the nation and that the pendulum is swinging to the right, and that the 2010 midterm elections are probably going to go Republican, and there's a good chance that the GOP will regain control of the House. And if that momentum continues shifting to the right, then that means, the Republicans argue, that when President Obama is up for re-election, I mean, they're writing his political obituary already as a result of two elections. On the other hand, Nancy Pelosi today, the Speaker of the House, came out and said, no, we are the ones who won, because in Congressional District number 23 in the great state of New York, the Democrat won over the Conservative Party candidate after the Republican Party candidate dropped out after some Republicans, including Sarah Palin, said that she really isn't representative of our point of view because she is too far to the left. And the Democrat won, even after a gazillion dollars were thrown into that campaign against him. So that's an indication, Nancy Pelosi says, that the Democrats are the winners and that the trend continues to the left. Joining us now to tell us whether the Republicans or the Democrats are correct in the way they are spinning last night's results, how it may affect the 2010 midterm elections, and how, by extension, it may affect Barack Obama's chance for re-election, is our political correspondent, Alan JC. Alan, welcome to News Talk Online on the Paltalk News Network.
Yeah, hi, Gary. Thank you very much, and hello, everyone. Well, Gary, this is one of those cases where, like I said in my piece earlier today, is that I believe they're both right in their spin. They can both have bragging points. The Virginia election was certainly no surprise. As we mentioned yesterday, Bob McDonnell ran a stellar campaign, clean, honest, virtuous, and stayed on message the whole time, and the message was a positive message. He talked about the things that people wanted to hear, which were jobs. And Creigh Deeds, the Democrat, went on the attack and alienated a lot of independent voters by playing that nonsense game that people have grown tired of, which is basically these attack campaigns and these attack ads, which do nothing but alienate voters. So Deeds certainly deserved to lose that election. In New Jersey, again, it was a question of Corzine's ineptitude, and he was really voted out of office on his performance, and he certainly deserved it. Can the Republicans claim some bragging points? Yes, they picked up two governors' mansions, so it's very important for them in that regard. However, at the same time, concerning the national agenda, if you're Nancy Pelosi, you've got good spin because your party picked up 2 seats last night. You picked up in New York the 23rd district, which hadn't gone to a Democrat in over 100 years, well over 100 years. And out in California, they also picked up the 10th congressional district. And so they both picked up 2 seats last night. The Democrats picked up their 2 in the Congress, and the Republicans picked up their 2 seats, one in Richmond and one in Trenton. So it was a good time to be had by all.
Well, they've had their opportunities to do their spin.